Hey, here we are. We're sitting with April Gould, our good friend. We met through my wife's adventure club. She started up a little club because she got sick of people not showing up for Boating Tuesday. And I ended up driving one week and I met April. And my wife and April got crazy behind a boat and were driving me crazy. But I've been wanting to talk to you for some time, and thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
We met you, and I started hearing your story, just your adventurous spirit and the things you'd done. I'd heard about goat yoga later, but you'd made some TV shows, and I found that fascinating. Let's go right into some of your TV shows. I'm just going to mention them as an intro, and then we'll go back and talk about something else. You were on American Ninja Warrior.
Yes.
You were on Discovery Shark Week.
Yes.
America's Funniest Videos.
Yep.
The Great Race.
Yes.
Okay.
Amazing Race.
Amazing Race. Thank you. And you kind of dialed it in and figured out how to do that reality show, which is really cool. So thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
So now let's back up a little bit, because you said, hey, wait a minute. I wasn't this person later on. I was this person from day one, meaning you went through high school and just decided you wanted to go out and do something different, and you did. What was that?
Yeah, well, I was a junior in high school, and I just got this crazy idea that I wanted to be a professional water skier. So at the time, there was really no internet. I didn't know how to go about it. And so I remember watching Jaws, and that they had a scene where they had, water ski pyramids.
Yes, I remember that
show.
now. Okay.
Yes, Jaws 3D. And so I just thought, well, maybe they had a ski show at SeaWorld. So I called SeaWorld. Sure enough, they had a ski show. I had never seen it before. And I asked them how to become a professional water skier. They said, come on down and try out. And the rest is history.
Just that simple.
Well,
yeah. I call it simple, but it really, the process was you call them, they say, yeah, we need skiers, come try it.
Yeah, but a lot of luck.
And you'd been practicing skiing, obviously, so you were pretty darn good at it to start with.
I was very, very amateur. I had only slalom ski, not even to the level of Carolee.
Okay. And Carolee's my wife, for the people.
Yeah, she is an incredible slalom skier. And so I had a lot to learn, but I think what they really liked about me was just my personality, my desire, and that I was small enough to be on the top of a pyramid.
Well, there you go. Luck involved in everything. And right place, right time.
Right place, right time.
Well, so you're water skiing, and not just San Diego, though. You went other places?
That's right. I was at San Diego SeaWorld for a couple years, and then I went to Germany in Europe and water skied all around Europe.
Was that with SeaWorld still?
It was with a different theme park. It was called Holiday Park, but it was the same concept.
Okay. And then did you turn around and come home or back to Arizona and start something new? And what was that new?
So, yeah, I went back to Arizona. I had met my husband, and so we got married, and my life changed a little bit, but I still had that desire to, do things. And I actually, I became a dental hygienist, I was a real estate broker, and I was just still craving that adventure. And so I tried out for American Ninja Warrior.
Well, there you go. And that, besides other things, is why I asked you to talk today, because I find it fascinating that people go out and look for other things, go out and look for something a little different, and then do it. And the reason I had an awakening when I was a young man, and I got a job transfer from Michigan to Reno, Nevada. And I don't know if I've told the story on the air, but I'll go ahead and tell it again. Is they had a little going away party for me, and a young lady I graduated high school with, I believe her name was Anna, so shout out to Anna. And we were having a discussion, and she said, I wish I could move. And I said, well, what do you mean? And she said, well, I could never leave my family in this area. I think she's since moved a couple of times, but back then she said that, and it just struck me as absolutely crazy. Not crazy, but it struck me as not even a thought or a non-thought. I thought, I gotta go. I have to go do something different. And once I kind of got in the mountains, I had visited my brother in Colorado. I went, I got to go find mountains. And I saw an opportunity in Reno, and I put in for it and had never been there. And it was interesting to go from Detroit, Michigan to Reno, Nevada, especially back then. It was early 90s, and there wasn't a whole lot there. So people with an entrepreneurial spirit or a spirit of an adventure always fascinates me. I want to hear how their brain works and kind of dig around in there a little bit and learn more. So you got married, you started having children, and all of a sudden American Ninja Warrior and shows like that start coming up, and you start putting in for them, which, by the way, you sent me your video, and if you give me permission, I'll throw your application video on it. I'll throw it on at the end after this podcast, and people can see just how serious you were. Maybe we'll put both, because you put in one for Survivor as well,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Okay. So was American Ninja Warrior your first show?
Yes, it was my first, reality TV show, and I'm very spontaneous, and I just decided one day to put in a video. I had no idea how to make a video. I taught myself everything. I did my entire video. A lot of things that were filmed in it were videoed from my kids or myself, just putting it on, the ground or whatever. So I'm actually very proud of that video. Apparently there were 70,000 people that applied.
Wow.
Yeah. And if I had known how hard it was to get on it, it might have scared me, but
Sure.
just like Colin SeaWorld, I just feel like you just have to do it, because if you don't do it, then, you never know.
Yeah,
and
you kind of kick yourself in your brain.
Right. It's easy to look at athletes and be like, oh, that's too hard, or, I'm not to that level, or whatnot. But you never know.
So you got there, you competed, and you tried out, and we won't talk about you didn't win. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
you didn't win,
there were actually no winners, so it's
right.
okay.
There you go. And moving along, so you got a little taste of reality TV, and then you tried out for another one?
Yeah.
And what was that?
So, and then I tried out for Ninja Warrior again, got on again.
Okay.
And so, again, very lucky, and very fun experience. And then that same year, I decided to go for Survivor. I mean, no, not Survivor. For The Amazing Race.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you put in for that with our friend Sarah, who you are...
my business partner.
Your business partner with Goat Yoga.
Yes.
And Sarah said she might come on the podcast here in the next couple of weeks. So, yeah, we'll get the other end of Goat Yoga, or maybe get you in together sometime.
Fabulous.
So you tried out for Survivor, but I don't remember hearing any announcements that you disappeared for a month on or the Amazing Race. Excuse me.
Amazing. I know. I keep saying Survivor. Anyway.
Yeah. So
that's next.
yeah. So the Amazing Race, and you guys did disappear.
Yes, we did.
For a month.
Yeah.
And there was radio silence on social media. We didn't hear from you. You weren't on our boat water skiing.
No, we couldn't tell anyone. We told people that the goats were on maternity leave. So
okay.
We had to be kind of clever, with that.
Right. And so you weren't allowed, with the NDA, non-disclosure, you weren't allowed to even say you were on the show?
No, nothing. Not at all. Obviously, my family knew because my husband needed to know I was going to be gone for a month.
Right.
And he was going to be the only parent. But, other than that, we could not tell anyone.
So that's taped for a month, and then they show it the following month?
They showed it about 4 months later, yeah.
4 months. So you had 5 months where you couldn't tell anybody what you did, where you went.
Nope.
And
No.
I'm sure plenty of people said, well, where were you? I didn't see you. Are you feeling okay?
Yeah, I kind of disappeared. My husband, my kids got a lot of questions like, where's your mom, at church and things like that. And my husband's a funny guy, and he was like, oh, we're just working on our marriage.
There you
He's
go.
just funny. And
Sure.
then my kids would just be like, I don't know. She just left. And we don't. So, I had a lot.
Wow.
I'm like, okay. But they were just being funny,
good
They
for
were
them.
having fun with it.
Good for them. Well, your spirit passed on, so that's good.
Yeah.
Now, interesting, when we're watching the Great Race, I saw you guys competing and doing everything, and there was one segment that was interesting where they had you do a shot at alcohol, and you and your partner said, nope,
Yep.
can't do that one.
Yes.
Because religiously we are against that. Did they give you any grief at all? Or
We had to, the producers had to talk to each other, see what is allowed, and they kind of, and at the time we were like, we had thought we were dead last, so I'm just like, okay, hurry, make
Right.
a decision. But we were willing to get kicked out at that point just because we were not going to take a shot of alcohol.
right.
And so they had us drink cod liver oil instead. So we both drank cod liver oil, which is disgusting.
Oh,
And then a run after that, I
Oh my-
was tasting cod liver oil for a few
I've
days
never
after
had
that.
any, but I'd watched old TV shows where they made little kids drink
Yeah.
that, and just the faces they
So-
made.
Yeah, so gross. And it was a shot of it. So it
Can
was,
you describe what that tasted like?
It was like a ton of fish oil pills is what it felt. It was really gross.
And it was 1.5 ounces if it was a real shot,
Yeah,
so that's
yeah.
not a spoonful. That's
Oh no,
like
and
10 spoonfuls.
yeah, and if you know me, like I have a problem with food, and absolutely I hate fish. I hate all. So that was like, I just had to down it because we were in a hurry. So
Did any of the other contestants give you a hard time about it, or say anything, or say "way to
No.
go"? Or
yeah, no, they had it was one person had to drink the shot of strong alcohol, and the other person had to drink cod liver oil. So they just kind of felt bad for both of us because that was the worst choice. I
after,
guess.
after they drink the cod liver, they go,
Yeah,
"Oh man,
it
I'd much
was
rather drink the
gross.
alcohol."
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Gotcha. Who else was on that show? I remember Sean Marion, the basketball
Marion,
player.
yeah, Cedric Sabalas.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of professional athletes. Oh gosh, there were some X Games girls and professional models, and they had all different types of people there. And Sarah and I came in pretty confident, because all the other Amazing Race, they usually have like mom and kid and hillbillies and grandmas. So we were like, okay, I think we could do this. And then it wasn't until we were at the starting line and they started announcing, and we were like, oh crap. Because we were against a professional. Everyone was a professional athlete. Joey Chestnut, but they were
Joey Chestnut. No, wait a minute.
Yes,
Yeah, he's
yeah.
a hot dog eater.
He's a hot dog. Yeah, he's a hot dog champion. So, it was the best of your field was the theme of it.
Okay.
So he was like the best hot dog eater, the best athlete, the best X Games, and we were the best goat yoga.
There.
It was pretty funny. They had fun with us because we were definitely the underdogs.
And we'll get to goat yoga in a little bit, but that's funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
Oh, all right. So Amazing Race, and
Yes.
then what show's next?
I'm going for Survivor.
You're going for Survivor.
I'm going for Survivor. I want to just stretch my limits.
That would be interesting. I
Yeah.
just watched one of my sailing vlogs on YouTube, and they're in Thailand right now, and there's an island, Survivor Island, and they were filming, and they went over there filming each other, and they kicked them off the island.
Oh,
Yeah, no cameras. Get out of
no
here.
cameras.
Yep.
Yeah,
And they
they're very private.
Okay, so you're trying for Survivor, but you've been on American Funniest Videos as well, right?
That's right.
When was
yeah.
that?
That was just like a couple months ago.
Okay. And am I allowed to mention what we got going with that show?
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay. Well,
we submitted
we submitted. We'll see what happens.
another video.
I,
Yeah.
you had the inside line, and we were water skiing behind a boat and surfing behind a boat, and you and I tried to get up on the surfboard together, and it didn't go quite as planned.
It was hilarious.
And we happened to catch it on video, and
It was just perfect. Stars were aligned.
my stomach still hurts, I think.
I think so.
Okay, so America Funnies videos,
Yes.
and then you applied as a family to Shark Week,
Shark Week, that's right.
and you got in.
And I got in. Everything that I have been pretty lucky. Like everything that I have done, I've gotten in the first time.
So you, your husband, and your kids.
Yes.
And they take you down for a week?
Yes.
Is that all
Oh,
paid? and
actually, it was 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So usually these reality shows, they show up, and I talked to a friend on an earlier podcast. It was on House Hunters, and,
Oh, cool.
and they gave him a $500 gift,
Uh-huh.
and then he signs a non-disclosure, and that he signs away his likeness and everything else, and he really didn't care. If you go back to our podcast, he tells you all the behind the scenes secrets.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the house that they walk in that has no furniture. That's the one they're buying.
Yeah, I've heard that about
yeah.
House Hunters.
So it's reality,
Yeah,
staged reality a little bit.
Yeah, TV magic.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And I imagine there's a little, I mean, because you got to want to watch it.
You're right.
So there's a little bit of staging going on, as long as it's not a total setup, like American Ninja Warrior.
Yes.
If they had the winner already picked out, that would not be good.
Exactly.
All right, so 3 weeks. Where did you go for Shark Week?
Yeah. Oh, we went all over the place. We went to New Mexico because apparently there are a lot of fossils there. So
Okay,
I learned a lot.
I bet.
And then we went to Florida
Okay.
and learned more about sharks. And this whole time they're videoing us. They're following us. We were the Shark Week family, so they were following us along our adventures, And then they sent us to the Bahamas, and we got to dive with sharks.
Nice.
Yeah, that was pretty incredible, especially for my kids to have that experience. That
Absolutely.
was amazing. Yeah.
Let alone us, but
Yeah.
don't forget the kids. Maybe
I
they
know.
forget it. Just us. How cool.
Oh yeah, it was really cool.
So you did Shark Week. Is there any other TV that I'm missing? Which other one?
We just got done with Ozzy Osbourne.
That's right. Goat Yoga. I saw that.
Yes, we were on Ozzy and Jack's World Tour, so that was a blast.
I caught the first show the other day. I had never heard of it. We cut the cord on our cable a long time ago,
Yes,
so we
yeah.
stream everything.
It is A&E, so yeah, you need cable.
But somebody had mentioned it. I watched the preview online, and then I went and downloaded one of their shows, and I love watching Ozzy. I watched his old TV show.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And was
The
hilarious.
Osbournes.
Exactly. It's a train wreck I couldn't turn away from. That one and Breaking Bonaducci when that one was on.
Oh yeah.
Oh, every week I turned in my wife.
Yeah.
You cannot watch this, and then she'd sit down next to me.
And
Oh
you
my
can't
gosh,
help
what's he
it.
doing?
Exactly.
So okay, let's get right into goat yoga then.
Yeah.
How do you start goat yoga? You already had goats.
Yeah. And actually, I had goats for a long time, like 15 years, and Sarah does yoga. So it just seemed like the perfect combination.
And you guys are sold out every week.
Every class were sold out. With 125 people at least.
So I'm going to make the assumption that it's not the 90-minute hot yoga, dying, sweating in a puddle
No.
yoga. It's more on the fun side, introducing people to yoga and something different.
Yes, it's totally different, and it's just we're really bringing the community together because we have every different type of person that goes. It's not just one type. We have rockers, and we have the mom with the kids, and we have people with gauges in their ears and all tacked up. So we really pride ourselves in bringing community together because we put everyone in a circle and we join arm to arm and we're doing yoga. And we are basically the yoga innovators because we started putting the goats on people and dressing them and everything that you see the other goat yogas copy.
Right, a lot more involved.
Yeah.
And I've seen the costumes on your
Oh, yeah.
on your goats and and running across people. And
Oh, yeah.
I will throw those videos, that you gave me at the end. You'll see a goat running across 20 people and
Yeah. And
kissing you and all
yeah.
kinds of crazy stuff.
And my goats are very well trained, and it's very hard to train a goat. But we spend every day, all day. My kids spend all the time with them, so they are. I could confidently say they're the best goats in the world.
Best goats in the world.
They are the best goats in the
I
world.
like that. I like that a lot. Goat yoga. What do you have any other businesses I don't know about? Or
Well, I am a dental hygienist, but I haven't really been working that because goat yoga is a lot more profitable.
and
right
crazy.
now. Yeah.
I mean, just take up all your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went on the website and I saw you can take reservations now and everything. I thought it was just a little fly-by-night thing, and I kept hearing about it, and I went on the website, and holy smokes, you're on 20 different news channels.
Yeah.
Everybody talking to you. So thank you for taking the time to talk to me today. Little old me. And you keep trying, and my wife and you keep trying to convince me to take a goat surfing behind our boat.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And folks, I don't know if we're going to do this because
Oh, no, it's going to happen.
I know, but ethically, I feel like I'm going to drown a goat.
No,
and
it's going to happen.
we're going to have to do a life jacket.
Oh, yeah, we'll have
and,
a life jacket. It's going to happen.
So upcoming, folks, we're gonna have a surfing goat.
Yes, we will.
Oh boy. So what do you say? Because I assume the same thing that happened to me happens to you in your thought process. And how can you not try this? Cliff jumping, I got to try it. Skydiving, I have to try it. Scuba diving, I have to do this. I have to try this. I have to try that. Business idea, well, let's give it a shot, see what happens. Hence this podcast. I'm having fun with it. Had some time when I was taking care of my father and had time to study and do it right. At least I think I'm doing it right. What do you say to folks that say, well, you know, I had this idea, but I don't have the time. I don't have the money. What do I do?
I would just say go for it, really. Like, what do you have to lose, honestly? You know, if I tried out for something and I didn't make it, then fine, you know, but
Right.
at least I tried.
Exactly. And with the internet today, I could research, some people call it paralysis by analysis. And I did that on a few items that I looked to purchase and went, okay, is this perfect? Is this, and I'm like, just do it. And, there's another saying I hear, if you're waiting for the perfect boat to go sailing, you'll never leave the dock.
Exactly.
Because there's always something to do, always something to work on. So just shove that boat off the dock and give it a shot and see what happens, right?
Yeah, just do it.
There you go. But it's true. You and I and my wife and other folks don't have that problem, but there are some folks that have a little mental wiring that's different, and they have a real hard time. So I would just say mark it on a calendar and create yourself a little checklist and try something and see what happens.
Exactly. And I think people get in their head too much. Like I said, if I had sat and thought about it, I would get in my head and think, oh, I'm not to that level of athlete, or I'm not really that great of a water skier, or, you know, I get lost all the time. I would do horrible on The Amazing Race, which is actually true. But, you know, you could really get in your head. And
Yep.
so you just I am very spontaneous, and I just get an idea and I just do it.
And I'm the same way, very
Yes.
self-conscious about this. I talked to my radio friend last week, and I asked him about why does my voice sound so different on this than I think it hears, and he explained acoustics and everything else.
I
But
definitely had to get used to hearing my voice. That was actually very hard for me. You
Exactly.
know, I could be very critical, and a lot of the, you know, news things like didn't go how I had imagined, but I just, you know, go with the flow, and next time try to do better.
yeah, and as positive as everybody has been about what I'm doing here, I was also raised in Detroit with a bunch of, they like to bust my chops. So I get texts constantly from my best friends, my
Yes.
very best friends, not people I don't know that probably say anything about me behind my back or that I don't hear. But my very best friends were breaking my chops in a big way constantly. and I don't care.
Yeah.
And because I'm having fun and I get to talk to people like you.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely.
So thank you again. I won't keep you too long. We'll keep this short and sweet, and we'll throw it out here next week. And how can people find Goat Yoga?
So we're just goatyoga.com, pretty easy. Or if you just put in Goat Yoga Arizona, we pop right up.
And they can sign up online?
Oh, yeah. Just sign up online. Classes do fill fast. And so, I recommend doing it, at least a few weeks in advance. But
well, I'll make you a promise. Carly and I will come out very soon and give this a try. And then she'll be back next week. She's out on the road right now, and we'll get the boat back out. And
I look forward to that. I love your boat.
And drown a goat. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hello everybody, my name is April Gould. I'm 37 years old and I want to be the next American Ninja Warrior. Yeah! Wah! I grew up here in Gilbert, Arizona, and I'm loving life living on a goat farm. I make smiles sparkle as a part-time dental hygienist. I am a full-time wife and mother of 3 kids. I am a church youth leader. And I'm a Mormon. I enjoy life and I look for fun anywhere I go. I can do just about anything behind a boat, but especially love the rush of skidding across the water at 40 miles an hour with nothing but my bare feet. I worked as a professional water skier at SeaWorld San Diego and internationally in Germany and all around Europe. I love to perform and entertain and was even on the hit TV show Baywatch. Of course, saving lives, but mostly sporting my red suit as a stunt girl at the top of the water ski pyramid. I started tumbling lessons with my kids and am now the only adult in the advanced 12-year-old class. I love anything circus. I enjoy stilting, but especially the flying trapeze. I can even get a little excited about it sometimes. Arizona is known for its dry desert, but my favorite day was recorded as the wettest day in Arizona's history. Rain poured down and nature made me my own private lake in the neighborhood park. I attached a ski rope to my car and spent the whole day wakeboarding. I don't go to a fancy gym, but I stay active by playing acrobat yoga circus with my kids and mix it up with different types of body weight strength training exercises.
It's cute.
I may be the underdog, but I want to prove that anything is possible.